Alright. Finally back after so long. Hopefully the audio sounds a bit more balanced. Last time I checked, my voice is pretty loud. At least in the Urban Flight video, it was a lot louder than the game volume. I tried to balance it in such a way where game audio is still low-ish, but my voice is just high enough that it goes over the initial volume without too many consequences, but that will be for me to find out because I still haven't exactly found the perfect sweet spot for recording footage and having my voice show up clearly. But enough stalling, let's get into it. So, we're gonna start off, after having been absent for so long, with Buried Deep. It's an older campaign, I believe, but it's one of the best campaigns on the workshop. This is a campaign I would tell people to play if they want to see just how well designed custom campaigns can turn out to be on the workshop. Majority of them aren't really that great, but this one can be. I mean, this one is, my bad. This one is a good testament of, like, the craftsmanship that goes into the workshop modders and their capabilities of handling the engine in a way where the campaigns look great, they play great, and hopefully don't demand too much out of you. Because some campaigns require you to not have add-ons to play them. And those are the ones that I'm usually avoiding because I kind of like my add-ons. I don't want to get rid of them just to play the custom campaign you made. For all intents and purposes, you should probably just optimize it better. But I'm gonna go on that ramble when I talk about the other video I'll be doing. So, something to note about what I'll be doing going forward is that you may have noticed that the game kind of looks a bit different than what you saw from the prior videos, and that's because as of this recording, I am playing through Left 4 Dead 2 with the Nightmare mod pack, which is something I'll get into more detail about in the next video. So look forward to that, but some of the design, or some of the way that the game looks and sounds is a result of the Nightmare mod pack kicking in. So the very deep experience is going to be a bit different than what vanilla experience is.
I really don't want to hear it.
Zoe, listen. The four of us are all that matters now.
Whatever. I don't care.
Man, Zoe is pissed.
Zoe, come on. We have to work together.
Everyone
Louis,
locked and
you
loaded?
of all people should understand.
Hey, let's do it. Let's get in there.
Careful, guys.
All right.
I'm reloading. Reload pills here.
So, the thing about custom campaigns is that I think I had said this in one of the earlier videos as well, but the length of a custom campaign is usually around an hour average.
Reloading.
And this is just because each chapter on its own are a bit lengthy to go through. Dying is an unfortunate consequence of having to redo the entire map again from the beginning, which in the case of normal normal campaigns, it's not that bad because you don't lose that much track of time. But in any other situation, like this one, the maps can be a bit longer, and you do suffer the consequences of having to go back and redo them all again because you died due to unfortunate circumstances or your own idiocy. I mean, for me, it's fine. I'm not bothered by it. I'm kind of used to doing things like this, but for some people, it can be a bit off-putting to have to
Molotovs
redo
over
an
here.
entire section just because you died at the end.
We need to...
Oh, damn.
Reloading. Beauty.
Thanks a bunch.
I would say don't be discouraged about losing in a map. It happens.
Finally! Reloading.
It happens, man. Like,
Always wanted to fire one of these things.
you're not gonna have a clean run every time. Even professionals can struggle with some areas
Weapons here.
because everything just kind of plays out a certain way. It's just part of the experience.
Reloading. Weapons here.
Trying to shoot that didn't work. It's good. It's whatever.
Reloading.
Gotcha. Reloading.
So very deep, it's going to be a very interesting recording session for me because I'm getting to the point where if I show off some custom campaigns, they're going to have their own music selections to use in the campaign itself. The better ones are the campaigns that don't use copyright music to build their entire campaign around. Or at least the ones that are aware that people could possibly stream them and make it like a separate option or something, so you don't have to suffer YouTube's bad copyright system when trying to play a campaign like this, just because the modder decided it'd be fun to use copyright music. And Very Deep does use its own soundtrack for the campaign itself. The Infected and such, those are inserted through Nightmare Mod Pack, which is based off of video game music, which hopefully isn't going to get me copyright struck.
Thank you.
We will see when we get to it. And if it does get copyrighted, then I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to... Given that as of this moment, my YouTube channel is just kind of non-existent, and only like one person really watches them. Maybe two. Then I guess I'll just re-record the thing, but this time mute the music or whatever, so you can actually see the campaign for what it is. Which is kind of a shame because you'd be missing out on like 1/10 of the experience. But it's nothing I'm gonna cry spilled milk over.
Reloading. Reloading.
Something I will talk about regarding like modding Left 4 Dead 1 stuff is that for some reason using the vanilla Left 4 Dead 1 commons has a habit of just kind of causing lag for people. And if that happens, then you are going to have to make some adjustments to make sure that the lag doesn't occur. You'd think that it would work well for a game like this, but I guess not every system is designed the same way. in any case, having I'm using a common infected stuff to make them look a little bit more on par with Left 4 Dead 2. It looks good. I like it because Left 4 Dead 1 commons are just kind of homogenous with their designs. They don't really look that visually intriguing, so this one has a bit more life to them.
Reloading.
Unless I were to point out like the very hyper-specific distinctions.
It ain't the fella making jokes.
Unless I were to emphasize that detail, you're probably not gonna assume it's any different. But unless you've been playing Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns for a while now, you probably can immediately tell.
This looks dangerous.
Grabbing a pipe bomb.
Nice little Doom music. What makes Very Deep so pleasing is how I described this to my friends whenever I talked about Very Deep or play with them. I described it as a cinematic experience. Not that like it has intense cutscenes or such, but like the way that the game is presented makes it feel cinematic. And that's where the correlation comes in.
Clear.
Nice work.
Let me patch you up. There's a first aid kit here.
Thanks. I owe you one.
In my older videos, I did use harder AI for the special infected, but
Reloading.
I opted out of it for this game for like the future videos and other playthroughs because I found that I'll just wait until like the game gets a 64-bit update or something so I can actually fully utilize the capabilities that the game can provide. But right now I'm just kind of avoiding it for the sake of keeping scenes consistent with like performance and all that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Especially if I'm going to be deciding to record videos in this manner.
First aid
But
kit
anyways,
here.
let's show off exactly what a glimpse of what I'm talking about when I said that it feels cinematic. Hopefully it doesn't get me struck.
Oh yeah. Charger.
Ooh, that was close.
Reloading.
Expect more of that going forward. It's awesome. The standout moment, honestly, majority of campaigns, even the official ones, don't really get the idea of
Finally.
making it feel great. This campaign just does that, and I love
That was
it.
a good piece of work.
On to the next one.
Grab some first aid.
Reloading!
Very deep isn't just about the actiony aspect, though.
Weapons here.
This map right here will demonstrate the other side of what makes Very Deep interesting for me. Like, this is in my top 10 favorite custom campaigns, and it's up there for a good reason. I'll be going through the top 10s in my own time when I can. If I had to choose one of the 3 starter campaigns that you should decide to play when you're doing custom campaign stuff as my favorite, then I guess Devil Mountain would be my favorite of the 3. It's not in my top 10, though, or rather it may be, but it's in like lower 10. But we'll get to the others in due time. Very Deep is in top 10 though. It's high up there, like probably top 5.
Molotovs over here. I'm grabbing a Molotov.
Sometimes the boss won't pick up the items that are on the shelf. I have to physically grab them and then just drop them just so they can use it. It's a bit of a thing, but it's fine.
Reloading. Grenades here. Oh, hell yeah. I'm reloading.
Okay.
In terms of getting the...
Weapons here.
I'll take this. In terms of getting the common infected mod stuff to look as good as it does here, you gotta be a bit selective about which ones you decide to use, because don't dead open inside. Okay. Damn, it doesn't work. Oh well. You gotta keep in mind that some of the common infected extension mods that are on the workshop only really work for the official campaigns. Unless the custom campaign was pre-designed with this idea in mind, you may have to avoid some of them and use others. Like this one. The Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 common infected mod. All the mod really does that, it makes, I said it earlier, but it makes Left 4 Dead 1 commons feel a bit more alive by making them closer to their Left 4 Dead 2 counterparts, adding a bit more color and life to the overall aesthetic design of each of the common infected. It's not part of the Nightmare mod pack, that's something separate that I wanted to add for the sake of having... For the sake of just having common infected that look a little bit better and runs smoother on my side. I'm honestly kind of impressed by how well the game's running right now, because usually there's a bit of a weird latency issue. I don't know if that's what you would call it, but it does feel like that at times. Hopefully it shows up well on stream, as it does in the game.
Way up ahead.
If not, then I apologize for how shoddy it looks. I don't know how to really make it better.
Finally. Nice.
So very deep lore is that it is based off of.
Got it.
So this takes place between the events of the Blood Harvest and the Sacrifice. Because at the end of Blood Harvest, the survivors gets picked up by the military, and we just kind of skip straight ahead to the Sacrifice without really any real explanation. With that said, the let me heal up. With that said, there is actually something extra that explains the time gap between the two. And Valve decided to release a Left 4 Dead 1 comic. Yeah, there is actually comics for Left 4 Dead 1. It's pretty awesome. You should check it out when you get the chance. Left 4 Dead 1's comics more or less explains the after events that occurs between Blood Harvest and the Sacrifice. And very deep is one modder's interpretation of how to make that gap between the two things happen. I will say though, some people said that people had suggested like making very deep an official campaign, but I think there's a problem with that in the sense of like, if you make it an official campaign, you would have to get rid of a lot of the aesthetic choices that makes the campaign what it is, because this campaign uses a lot of like, it has a lot of movie and game references, which you may or may not have already noticed looking at the gameplay footage, but it is very apparent after a while that a lot of aspects of Very Deep would have to be removed just to make it work as an official campaign, which I feel like loses its charm. We'll let those tanks have their little party. Something to note about the Nightmare and mod pack is that it more or less favors darker campaigns. A lot of the grit and the dark aspects of the aesthetics for this mod pack only works in such an environment, so trying to play daytime campaigns is gonna look so jank, but I'm sure I'll be fine. One thing to note though is that I'm not able to really utilize this mod pack with friends who don't already have it, because then it looks weird on their end. Which means that I have to take the bullet and I have to fight the bullet and sacrifice the mod pack aesthetics just so I can play with my friends. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's not my friend's fault, of course. It's just kind of how it is. And I'll talk more about that when we get to like the actual video for it. As for that video in question, it's probably going to be uploaded on a separate playlist just so it doesn't look like I have two of the same videos recorded without a real explanation as to why they're like that.
I'm reloading.
Let's do it.
No, wait for the elevator to come down. Shut up, Bill. Let me enjoy the mood.
Get ready.
There's a tank somewhere. He's probably gonna come through that side of the tunnel, perhaps.
I got something for you.
Maybe? Yup. If I was running the harder AI script, that would have been an insta death.
Thanks, Francis. Guys,
Anyway, the elevator's here. Let's just get in. Oh man.
Elevator's here.
Let's go, guys.
guys, I'm really torn up.
But yeah, when I said like this campaign can't be made official without removing aesthetic stuff, case in point. So the lore reasoning for why this map is the way that it is compared to the other maps we'll do later on is because the modder's logic is that when we go to the basement area of when we go to the basement area of the military base, apparently there was a terrible gas leak that occurred, and being exposed to the gas makes us hallucinate aspects that are not there, which is why all the spooky stuff was occurring the way that it is. So we're eventually coming out of that, but we are effectively out of that point now, so
Grenades here.
everything will start to look a bit more normalized. It's a nice little detour from the rest of the campaign's more action-y aspects. I like it. If you know anything about me, which is probably very little considering I barely ever talked before. But I guess, I'll make it apparent. I am a bit of a horror enthusiast. It's kind of just been my bread and butter when it comes to.
Reloading.
Oh no. Is this really gonna be it?
I'm not.
Here, give me up.
Thanks. Cover me.
Healing. Cover me.
If I die there, I have to let the boss finish the rest, and sometimes custom campaigns don't have that luxury to let them do that. So, in events like that, it's better for me to stay alive as long as possible. That's also just for like the sake of preserving time with this recording session, because I don't want you guys to have to sit through several cuts of me having to redo a map over and over again. We haven't gone to that point yet, but we will soon enough.
Look out!
Reloading.
Reloading.
So I said that there was more maps like this where it tries to bridge the gap between official campaigns. There is another one on the workshop that I know of that does a similar thing. That one is more Half-Life than Left 4 Dead, if I'm being honest. But I guess the idea across. There is this weird lag spike that occurs with my friend when he played it with me one time though, so I don't know if it would be in my best interest to show it off or not. Just so you guys don't feel encouraged to do that, and as a consequence of me showcasing it, you end up having that type of experience.
We're near a safe house. Oh, thank
Look at
God.
that, we're 2 maps in, and we're not even at the third, and we're only like halfway there. As I said, these are going to be lengthy ones, which means that having to transfer this recording over to YouTube is definitely going to take me a long time. It's fine though. I'm not doing anything else. I'll probably like play Balatro or something while it's happening. Maybe watch a YouTube video on my phone.
Everyone, be careful.
Let's go.
A little pro gamer tip with explosive rounds is that I think I might have explained this in an earlier video. The range of the explosion that you do with the bullet is gonna depend on how much firepower that initial bullet has. So, for normal assault rifle guns that has low damage per bullet, the explosive range isn't that great. It's pretty safe to use in its own way, but like you're not gonna get like the big oomph that explosive rounds can normally provide. Shotguns, however, have an interesting quirk with explosive rounds where it effectively combines
Hell yes.
all of the pellets from a shot into a single slug. And the slug with its combined firepower is what dictates exactly how much the explosive round's gonna do. Which will be pretty big, let's be real here. Average firepower is like 300 or something when combining all the pellets, so.
Oh, thank God.
I have a grenade, but
Would
this
you
will
look
do.
at this?
We might need a Molotov for something up ahead that I just heard. And, like, the tank that may or may not be around here somewhere. Oh, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Actually, we could probably just walk over her, so we can just do that. I'm gonna go back and grab the... I mean, I might as well heal up with the medkit. I'm gonna go back, grab the vial, and then we'll continue. As long as we walk past her, then we don't have to deal with her. My friend is crazy, and he'll actually try to aggro the witch every time. More power to him, but I want to try and not have to go after her so much with cheap tactics, just so I can actually make her feel a bit more formidable than what she already is. I know that Nightmare mod pack, the original version, has modifications for the witch, but I don't want to have to deal with that type of modification. I'd rather just use my own stuff.
Reloading. Weapons here.
She's angered, but it's fine. She's not gonna remember us. I will go ahead and say again, like, hope to like the people who watch these videos at all. I hope you enjoy what you see, because I know that it's not. I'm not the most out there person when it comes to doing commentary for things like this, but I try to say what's on my mind. Like I try to provide something of value, even if it's nothing too significant. Even if this video somehow makes you feel relaxed, then it means I'm doing something right with my commentary stuff. So I hope that works out for you guys. And if not, then I don't know, like I can't really change how I present myself because I feel like everyone has a certain way of just kind of expressing themselves, and to try to change it up for the sake of an act, it is not in me to do that. Like I'm not an actor. Like I just prefer to keep an idea of who I actually am to people. Even if like your interpretation may could be like less than stellar, it's fine. I just hope that you guys enjoy what you see. With that said, let's get into the action once again. But I gotta wait for the boss to get over here, so we'll listen to this little intercom. That guy is having a field day right now. Just as we are.
Get ready, here they come. Oh, yeah.
Something to note about Very Deep is that I'm using a patch add-on that alters an aspect or two of how Very Deep works. Like the amount of comments you see here, it's less than what it used to be, and the patch is doing that. I'll explain more after this. So. Look at that guy. Oh, whatever. Legitimately, I can't even tell if I'm hitting them or not, but I'm just taking the bullet. I'm just taking the guess.
here.
This part is usually like some people's favorites, and it's for a good reason because like the standout is perfect. You have the miniguns positioned in a way where you don't actually get surrounded by people from the back, which is probably the best use of those things, because even in the official campaigns, you never really have a real reason to use the miniguns because you get surrounded so easily by everyone.
Reloading.
You are expecting like your friends to back you up, but they can't always do that. It just makes using the miniguns feel less reliable. But here, it's perfect. Like, it's the perfect design. But anyways, going back to what I said earlier, the
Reloading.
segments like that where you have to stand out against the horde, they have a increased horde limit in the official, in like the in like the actual version where it is. No. To go back on what I said, the official version of the custom campaign increased the horde limit from the vanilla version to like a higher number. And normally, in like a normal situation, this wouldn't be that bad, but when you do the standout moments like those, the number of infected that shows up really becomes apparent. And for some cases, it can be pretty challenging having to deal with so many of them at once.
Hey, this weapon.
And the finale is definitely something that is a true example of just how absurdly stupid the design surrounding that is.
Reloading. Boomer.
So the mod patch basically just, it reverts it back to its vanilla state, and it even makes the finale easier on you, so you don't have to commit to all of what you're gonna see when we get to it. It is debatable whether or not it is actually worth using for some people, because some people are very hard-headed when it comes to the hard design principles surrounding the difficulty of the campaign itself, among other things. For me, I would rather have it be a bit more streamlined I want it streamlined so my friends could play through this campaign without having to worry too much about how hard it is. Especially when you're playing on expert mode. Call me whatever you want. That's just how I like it. It's a perfect balance.
Reloading.
I'm reloading. Pills here. Reloading.
Zoe.
Smoker.
Got heads up.
You would assume that the big standout would be like the end of the map, but no, you gotta keep going a little bit further in before you actually get to where the safe room is. So if you die at any point here, you have to do the entire standout again, which is awesome.
I'm reloading.
Reloading.
Don't be too discouraged though. It's not that bad, unless you're just terrible at the game or something. But in which case, you might as well just play on a lower difficulty. But let's be real, like, you should not be playing expert mode if you're not able to handle it.
Reloading.
Safe house.
Oh yeah.
It really is just a case of getting better. I don't know why the the loading transition does this sometimes, but it doesn't seem to affect the game in a negative way, so I just kind of accepted it.
Reloading.
Careful now.
You first.
I will say, like, the 1 hour average stuff.
Reloading.
For, like, the custom campaigns, the 1 hour average, it's not the longest thing here, of course. There are definitely much longer campaigns, which I may or may not show off. And at some point, we'll see what happens. Because those ones do use, like, some of them do use copyrighted music. I don't know if I want to actually go through the conscious effort of having to listen to it all. I'm not taking any risks.
Reloading.
This one isn't a big standout. You're just kind of waiting for the elevator to get here, which doesn't take as long as it did before. See, he's right here. Let's go.
Elevator's here.
You gotta be shitting me. We walked 100 miles, fight 5 million vampires? They're zombies, Francis. Call these freaks whatever you want.
They ain't vampires, man. They're zombies.
Campaign that doesn't have, like, a campaign that doesn't have the survivors talking is a really boring campaign. Let's be real here. That's why I have to have the mods on to make them talk more. They can get pretty quiet after a while.
Watch out!
Right, you should grab the laser sights when you can. The laser sights being there isn't actually, it's one of those cases where it's not actually, preset. It just means that there is a chance for a gun upgrade to be there. Not that it has to be laser sights. Sometimes it could be like explosive rounds or something. So in some campaign situations, you may not even find laser sights at all, just because the RNG decided that's how it should be.
Reloading.
So, if you head over down the road back there, you can find something in, like, the woodland side of the road. I can't show it off here because it is a reference to something that I'm pretty sure may get me copyrighted. So I'm gonna have to avoid it for now. It's a funny little moment though. You should definitely check it out when you play the custom campaign for yourself, if you haven't already.
Reloading.
Reloading!
Oh, the log. Gotta make sure that the tank doesn't go near it, because then he can knock it around and in-cap us, and that's not good.
Thought we were goners, huh?
Guys at the office used to laugh at me when I hit the rifle range at lunch. Ain't so damn funny now, is it?
Reloading!
I'm reloading.
As far as lagged my game a bit, this and that one open area in the first map can do that to my game. I don't really know why. It just does. But then it gets better after you go inside. It's all good. Initially, I was gonna record the Nightmare video immediately after I'm done with Very Deep, but given how my laptop feels right now, I may have to just do the one video and then record the Nightmare video in another time. It will be soonish though, that much is certain. I do owe it to you guys for being absent throughout all that time because I did get a bad flu around December, so... Francis, go deal with her.
There's a goddamn right.
Can you turn off that light?
Unstoppable. Reloading.
I do apologize for being absent so long, cause I got sick in December, and it was a pretty bad one. I'm still kind of going through the healing process in a way, because I do cough occasionally. But I more or less recovered to a state where I can actually do the recording without having to sound so awful. If you had heard me in Discord calls, then at the time of me being at the peak of my sickness, then yeah, it was pretty bad. But I'm good now, for the most part, so let's just keep at it. I will be back to doing regular recording sessions. As for what I'll be recording, Very Deep, it was the one I initially promised back when I did the... Very Deep was a campaign I promised I would record sometime in December, but the illness happened, so I'm doing it right now. Afterwards, I will do the Nightmare video, and then I will have a whole other game to record for once. It is going to be utilized for a future video project I have. It's not a big, like, epic video or anything. I'm just going to be talking about a specific thing for several minutes, so I hope you guys love listening to me ramble about nonsense. This would be my favorite part of this whole campaign, if the other one was already, like, great. Probably my favorite standout. Let's do it. I'm sure you guys can get the immediate reference with this. Hopefully it doesn't give me copyright though. Might be fine. We'll find out soon enough. This part could be hard for people who don't know what they're doing, because you do kind of come here with a limited amount of ammunition, and you do have to stand here for a while before you can proceed. So maintaining your ammunition is important, and utilize the throwables you have to make this segment easier on yourself. And I am playing the patch version though, so if you're running this in vanilla state, then all I'll say is you really have to utilize the throwables and make sure your ammunition isn't out for the count. It would probably be better for you to carry magnums just for this particular part because of how daunting it could be having to deal with all the hordes coming at you at once. The spitter is definitely your worst enemy here, for that reason. Every other special infected is fine. Fall back. But if you manage to do it just right, exit's open, get going. They even put an ammo pile here for you after you're done with all that. Keep your wits about you. The part's not hard. Did we even see a tank that whole time? I don't remember. We might have earlier, and I'm just being dumb. No, yeah, we did. Yeah, I'm being dumb. Man, my memory's already going. No! Alright! Final map. I'm doing great, not we. You guys aren't helping at all, you're just watching the video. Just kidding, I love you guys. Alright, let's go.
Everyone,
This part lags up the game a bit, but it stabilizes again after a while.
Finally.
reloading.
Like, I'm looking at my CPU usage right now, and it does go up a bit higher here.
Reloading.
It also doesn't help that I'm recording the video and playing it on the exact same on the same laptop, so hopefully it doesn't cause problems.
Thank God. Over there.
Hear that, Boomer? I'm gonna kill it.
Reloading. Reloading.
Go down here. If you guys ever have any questions about, if you guys have anything you ever want to ask me in like comments or something, go right ahead. Same way I handle my Discord server. Just you ask me anything you want. I'll answer as honestly as I could. You can ignore the witch, because this path is big enough that we can just walk around her. As long as, like, the boss don't do something stupid.
Got it. Reloading.
Reloading!
That's some crazy
Don't shoot that car.
Look. Reloaded.
Yeah, go right ahead and, like, ask me anything. I'm always open to answering your questions. It could be about the game, like the videos I record. It could be about, like, things, or, actually, if you're gonna ask me anything, at least keep it, like, on topic with the video, because I don't want, like, literally anything to be asked.
What the hell? Grenade. This is it.
As for the Discord thing I brought up,
I'll see peace back on Earth if I gotta murder every one of these bastards with my bare goddamn hands.
you could feel, I would make it available for you guys to enter. Almost no one really watches these videos, so I don't have an incentive to put it out there.
Reloading!
Maybe if this channel somehow gets big enough to warrant that type of attention. I doubt it will, but in like the hypothetical chance it does,
Stay still.
then
I can help you.
I'll make it available for you guys to join in. It'll be a good old time, hopefully. If not, then
Hey guys, I think we're almost
I'll keep to
there.
myself.
Reloading.
So this part could go either pretty well or pretty poorly.
Reloading!
It's all gonna depend on how fast can I do it.
Yeah.
Remember when I said that the patch made playing through this, it made playing through the stat now easier.
Get ready.
The finale is the biggest crux of that entire situation because the horde limit is high in the finale vanilla, and instead of 10 gas cans, you had to move like 20 or 15 for a single player. And that was not good because if you're doing that, then
Cover me. Watch my back, please.
kind of focusing so I don't die. Sorry. If you don't use the patch, then you're gonna have to take all of them over to the truck,
Got it.
which could be problematic because of how many hordes there are and frankly how annoying the tank would be.
Got it. Watch my back.
Speaking of tanks, in the case of this finale, they make you fight two of them.
Watch out. Spitter.
Where's the other one?
The tank.
There it is.
Down.
I did that on purpose because the pipe bomb had a mod. I have a mod for the pipe bomb that makes it so that it actually
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
does what it did right there. It's awesome. I love it. But anyways, back on track.
This is not going well.
Guys. 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 Gotta do this quick before the other two tanks show up and make things problematic. I would use the pipe bomb, but I'm gonna hold on to it for now because I don't know if I'm gonna need it for later. Let's grab these two since they're out there. Nice? Yeah.
There's a smoker. Got it.
This should do it because the last two that we need is just right around the corner.
Cover me. Cover me.
There was an adrenaline shot somewhere I probably would grab. Oh, speaking of.
Got it. Get ready.
Guys, hurry up. That was it. That was very deep. I love it. Top 5 favorite campaigns. Like, it doesn't really get... A lot of campaigns don't become as good as this. And I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. Hopefully the credits doesn't give me copyright. So I'm gonna go ahead and go out as soon as possible so that way I don't get affected by it. But anyways, next time You're gonna watch me play through a campaign using the Nightmare mod pack. And I'll go into extensive detail about what it does, what it has to offer for you guys, how I feel about it, and just other stuff relating to workshop discussions as a whole. So, with that said, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. You get the idea. I don't really, I don't really promote that, but you're free to do that if you want. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good day. Goodbye.